Okay, I think I'm live. Good evening to my 0 viewers I currently have. Today I'm going to be playing From the Depths. I'm going to be having a bit of a play around with the what's the thing called? Where are we? Designer mode. That's the one. Okay, fine. So, oh, hello, Mr. Thought Reader. How are you? There we go. Nice to see. I have a person watching my stream. That's very nice. Okay, so I'm going to basically be creating some ship stuff. Hello, Blue. How are you doing? Let's first delete this thing. Get rid of this. Scrap this force. Yeah, get rid of it. There we go. Right. So I'm going to start. Hello, Batman. How you doing? I'm going to start by creating a basic structure, and then I'm going to start putting some crap inside it. Let's see, what should we start with? Most boats, bottom of the boat. Let's go with standard metal for the bottom. Okay, so it does help if I am actually in the right build mode first, though. Okay, there we go. I'm fine, thank you very much, Blue. Thank you for asking. Where are we going? N. Mirror mode. Okay, so as I've mentioned already, I'm just going to do a basic structure to start with. I think that's probably wide enough. And there we go, that's filled in. Okay, so let's get another block next. Let's go up to the edge. We go for the triangle, slope. No, I don't want slope. What's the one called I'm looking for? It's a wedge. It's not one of those wedges. Beam slope, that's the one. There we go. Okay, and then we go like that. And go. Hello Ace, how you doing? I'm all good, Mr. Thought Reader. My aim today is to create a vehicle, at least the outside part of it, and then I'm going to get some innards done. I haven't heard from anybody else regarding streams lately, so I thought I'd just get on with it. 4, 5, that'll do. Let's hope for no. Yeah, okay. Well, we should be pretty clear most of the time. If we're not, then let me know. So they fixed that. Okay, so in the past, when you used to do a fill-in, like I've just done, I used to only fill one side of the vehicle. Now just both, which is great. So it saves a bit of time. Okay, so next I'm going to be doing some inward design. So let's go for the front of the boat, which is going to be what's the word for it? Narrowing. Like this. So we go forward, out, 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 forward. There we go. That'll do. That's the front. And let's fill that in. There we go. Got a base. About there, roughly. Okay, so next we want to go with, let's go with the standard sloped sides. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, up. What have we got? Say hi if you're here. I'm here. Hello, 5 people. It's nice to see quite a number. Yeah, introduce yourselves if you haven't already said hello. I'd be more than happy to shout your names out. Okay, so we go up. Wait, wrong way. Up. Delete, 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 delete. And down, 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 down. Down. Okay, so now we go for a sort of a triangle-ish, cornery thing. There we go. If I go down one, should do the same there. There we go. Right. And now we can build up. Okay, that's that one. Hello, Batman, again. Mind you, I've already said hello to you, so that's fine. That'd be easier if I just do this, wouldn't it? I've got a 2020 in-year review. Oh, I got one of them as well. I got an absolutely terrible amount of watch time and everything. I think it's something like, I can't remember, I'll look it up in a bit. 48 likes in a third of a year. I think mine's something like 70 in my entire lifetime. Which is, well, according to YouTube, about 2,000 days. 2,200 days? That's about right, yeah. 2,000 days is, what, 6, 7, 8 years? Right, so this is the boring bit, just literally building up. So I'm not going to be doing a very deep ship or a very large ship. It's got to be big enough for it to actually be worth building. Your videos have been shared 8 times. I think mine's 50 in total or something. Can't remember now, it's been a while since I read that email. I might look it up in a bit and read it out. It's certainly not as high as it could be. Let's go for one more of those. Right, okay, so we now have them. Let's get the wedges on the front. Let's go for a wedge 3. No, not wedge back, it's just a wedge. There we go, wedge. Turned. There we go. Right, so we now have that part done. So let's give it a basic back. Quite possibly. Quite possibly, Mr. Thought Reader. Quite possibly indeed. However, I will not judge. Right, so we're going for square corners. We're going to go, we'll start with a 4. And is that the right way around? I can never see this right. Yes, that's right. Okay, so that's the first one. And then we go up a level, which I believe is the slope. Like, is that one? That doesn't look right to me. Oh, go away, go away, go away. Right, okay. Let's just do it that way. Same way as I did on the other end of the ship. So I'm going to need some beams. So I want a 4. How wide is it? Not too wide. Let's go for a 3. 3. We want a 2. 2. 2. 2. Getting it the wrong way now. We go for 1. Where's the 1s? Oh, at the top. There we go. There we go. Right, so that's a not bad back end of this thing. That'll do. Hello, Rapper David. How are you doing? You can quote me in here. I don't care whether people are laughing with me or at me. I give them more to laugh. Oh, that's nice. Okay. In our, yeah, in real life, yeah, I figured you meant that. Okay, so let's see what we got. These are 4s, I believe. So grab that, and we get 3s. So I could do a fill here, but the reason I'm not doing a fill is quite simply because it will fill it in the size that I've got currently selected, and to be fair, I don't necessarily want it to do it in 1s. But some bits aren't too bad. Yeah, I'm not too bad, Rapper David. Thank you for asking. Okay, so let's get back into the metal blocks and grab us a... Where's the triangle thingies I'm after? Never find them. There we go, slate. That's 1. 1 of 3. 3. A 2. A 2. A 1. 1. 1. And then I should be able to do, is that a 3 there? There we go, 3. So there we go, there's the curved back of the ship. I will be redesigning this part anyway at some point to do props properly, but for now I am just going to go with it. Okay, so let's pop that there, same as I did at the front. Okay, so this is where I want those square cornered ones, which are like that. That's it, there we go, and that's how you get that in. Am I building? No, I'm not building a specific ship, I'm just building a ship. Partly so I can demonstrate some of the other features within the game rather than the actual ship itself. The ship itself I'm building is just a generic, it's just a generic hull for now, so nothing exciting, don't worry. You're not missing out on anything. If you want specifics and you want to go to Richard's channel, Elliot's channel, or someone else, but not me. I don't do specifics, unfortunately. I tend to make things up as I go along. Delete, 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 delete. There we go. So there we go. That's a nice, nice start. Okay, there's there. Do 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 do. Was that a 3? Yes, it was. Now we go to 2. Okay, Mr. Batman, if you're hearing this, can you do your magic, please? I'm just going to ignore anyone who talks rubbish. I just ignore, quite simply put. So, in terms of chat, I would recommend doing either something very similar or waiting for a moderator to take care of it. There are moderators, believe me. I assigned them myself. And let's go for the last block. Okay, so we're in the last one. There we go. There was a mod here, Mr. Thought Reader. Batman was here. I don't know if he still is. I will jump across in a minute and deal with it if it becomes a problem. If you're happy to just ignore it, just ignore it. Okay. Okay, so there we go. That is that. Oh Christ, there we go. Wrong button. There we go. So we now have most of the ship filled in. I'm just going to finish up the last bit on the back. Okie dokie. Choose. There we go. And we're into the 1 territories. So just. There we go. Right, that's done. So we now actually have a boat. It currently does not float because I have not put anything in it to make it float. So if I drop it in the water, it's just going to sink. As I'm now proving. So as you can see, it is now in the water and it is now going under. So if I go into the ship, you can see it's actually fully flooded. So even though we've got gaps filled in around the edges, this is how this game works. You actually have to empty out the space to make it float. The best method to do this is to use air pumps, which you can get from here. And as this is a symmetric build, it makes it a heck of a lot easier. If I do that, there goes all the water. Go outside and let's have a look. And it is floating, and because it's metal, its weight is holding it at the 2 blocks off above the water, practically the third one. Obviously, the more you stick on the top, the worst, the lower it gets. Right, so we've built this. I'm now going to build inside the ship. This is the part which becomes fun. So I've got 2 types of engine I can make. The first type of engine I can make is a fuel engine. The second type is a steam engine. As I have 4 viewers, can somebody... I'll tell you what, go for a vote. I will go for whoever comes out with the most votes. Steam engine or fuel engine? Go for it. Give me an answer. So steam engines are a bit more complex, a little more so than fuel engines, but either way they're both just as good as each other. Steam, thank you Mr. Thor Reader. Anyone else? Fuel, okay, that's 1 for 1. Steam, that's 2 for 1. Any more? Spelt it wrong. Don't worry, I understood what you meant. And I'm just going to ignore him. Right, okay, so it looks like we're going for a steam engine. Rapid David, I will show you a fuel engine on this at some point, but right now I have you outvoted steam for fuel. So let's go for steam. Before I build steam, I need to build some resources in this thing. So in this game, you require materials to actually be able to do anything, pretty much. They make the things you're actually in. So like every block has a cost, so you can see this costs material 8 and so on. The idea is it's like the currency of the game. Okay, so we're going to need quite a lot. So let's get us a container. That's through the wall, so let's bring it there and let's attach it to the side of the boat. Yeah, about there, that'll do. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so what I've done is I built 3 storage container units on both sides of the ship. With steam, you could actually set up coal. It's exactly the same thing, it's just material. I actually have no idea, Mr. Thor Reader, I really don't. Next, so we're going to go into here and we're going to look at, we don't need resources anymore. We could set up some battery stuff, but to be fair, we're not doing any of that for the minute. Just literally setting up an engine. So for a steam engine, you require a boiler first. There's 3 different size boilers, small, medium and large. Just for the hell of it, I'm going to make a large one because they're good fun. In fact, I'm going to make 2 large boilers. So let's turn it the right way up. Let's go for it here, and we want to build it roughly, it doesn't have to be in line, but roughly in line with this. And these require some large boiler connectors. So it's connected up with the one set. So that basically is where the steam outputs. And then we can throw the actual boiler at it. So we just go like that. And that's approximately right. Let's do one more. That's good enough length for me. And let's stick an end on the boiler. So we now have 2 gigantic boilers within this ship. Nothing exciting yet, we haven't really got that far. Okay, so I'm now going to create a twin large transmission system. So for this we need a large gearbox, and we need to place it 2 blocks into the air. So I'm going to use our lovely metal block that we have here, and we're going to place it about there, approximately. And we're going to get the actual gearbox. So there are 2 types of piston in this. There's a parallel piston and a serial piston. I'm going to be using parallel pistons. They're just a little easier to manage. That's the only reason behind it. So there we go. So we can stick this on here, and we want to make sure the crankshaft goes that way. So that is our gearbox. Next we're going to need some cased cranks. There is another type of crank, but it's not available for large, so that's fine. Okay, so we're going to build up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go for a 5. Yeah, that'll do. That looks good enough for me. And I'm probably going to need to break open the roof for this. Let's just check. Yep, I am. I am indeed going to need to break open the roof. Close, but not quite. There we go. So, boiling chamber has no steam pipe. Why are we blue still? There we go. Right, that's the actual height of it off of the unit. You guys are quite amusing. Right, so tell you what I'll do while I'm sat here. I'm going to get rid of a few more of these, I think. How far have we got to go? There. We got to go to that width. That gets rid of that bit. And we've got one last crank, so let's 3, 4, 5. Okay. There's a reason I've left the gap around the edges. You'll see in a minute. There we go. So we now have some massive pistons in this thing. I have no idea what you are all talking about, so I'll just leave you to carry on talking about whatever it is. Something to do with present. Okay, so piping. So all these pipes have an in and an out route, and I can never remember which is which, so I'm just going to connect up an in and an out on all except one end. There we go. So now we have an in and an out on every single one of those. And down here somewhere, there's the boilers. The boilers are at this end, that's where the pipes come from. So you can see there's steam coming out from both boilers. They're currently not powering anything because they're not plugged into anything. So let's go up. There we go, that's much higher. And we should be able to turn it straight in there. And if I get it in the right pipe, which I don't think I did, then it would start powering it. Is anything moving? Nothing seems to be moving here. Okay, fine. Okay, so that would suggest we need to put it in there instead. And that means I can rotate like this. And stick a little piece of pipe in, and now, is it working? Is it doing anything? Are they even attached? Yes, they are attached. That's good. Okay, so that's powering into one pump, but it's not getting there. So I've got no input piping connector. I got it right the first time then. Stupid thing. Output connected, unused, output port closed. No output piping. Steam is dissipated. There we go. Got no power through it. Why am I getting no power through it? Doesn't appear to be. Hang on, it says no materials. I know why. Try that. Richard Nixon isn't a crook. Okay, fine. Right. So that has pumped some steam all the way through the entire system. We now have a massive 264,000 engine power available to us, which is good. And we also have steam engines now fully functional. So it means I can do what I like with this thing. I can use them to do whatever I want. If the thudding gets annoying, I can turn it off, just let me know. But anyway, so that is the easiest way for setting up some steam piping. One of the things I enjoy doing. Next, I'm going to set up. Okay, fine. I think that's. I have a feeling the steam half pipe's a new one. I can't remember now. It's been a long time since I've used that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a turbine generator so we can create some electric. There's no point actually without electric system, so I mentioned I was going to do some electric stuff. So let's go and get some battery storage, like so, and stick it elsewhere in the boat. Okay, so we now have 405,000 battery power. And yes, you can fill. There we go. That will do for now, I think. Let's get rid of the excess height on it. Why has it done that then? Weird. Oh well, there we go. That'll do. So we now have plenty of battery power available to us, which we can see is 5.4 million. If we start using up the battery power, it'll just die. It won't. There's no recharging at the moment. It's just literally batteries. So the best thing to do is actually have a recharger, and the easiest thing to do is attach it to pistons. So that's what this stuff is all for. If we stick a large wheel on the end, like so, we now have some wheels on the end. All we've got to do is attach a generator. So we go in here and we grab our generator. And there we go, it's now attached, I believe. So it doesn't look like it's turning. Connect to a gearbox or crank assembly attached to a gearbox. Interesting. I wonder if it's because so turn that over like that. There we go, right, we've got another crank. Now we stick another wheel on it on the end, like so. Now we can stick a generator on it, like so. No, wrong way around, other way. Is that on now? No. Ah, oh, man. Yeah, well, I'll figure that out later. It's not something I need to do right in a second. It probably is. I didn't know there's a participants tab. Thank you for letting me know about that one. That's quite useful to know about. Okay. Strange, isn't it? Oh, it cannot connect. Oh, I see why. It's because that entire thing's not turning. So that's not connected either. There we go. Now it's turning. That might be why. So that's now on there. Let's grab the large generator. There we go. There we go. It's spinning now. There it is. Made it spin. Right, and that should have doubled. Yes, we do. So we now have electricity generation power. Welcome back, Batman. Hello, Rapper David. Okay, so that must have been a very boring moment, so sorry about that. But now we have some electric generation power to power up our batteries, which are here. What does it mean, not connected? Is it talking about the thing I've got selected? Let's have a look. No. Not connected to an electric engine, but still capable of storing power. Oh, that's why. Okay, yeah. So you can attach it to an electric engine to make extra power if you want to, but there's no point. I'm not going to bother with it for that. I now have my steam generation electricity stuff here with my is it 5 turbine, 5 piston? Yeah, 5 piston. So here's my V10. Is that my V10? Okay, so. Options. At the back of the boat, we can now create a powered unit using the steam itself. We can actually create an extremely large propeller, a 7-meter propeller. Okay, they're not that small in some situations, but actually it's quite big for this game. Look at the size of the thing. So, let's stick one in the middle, approximately. Where are we at? That's the bottom. We want it to go up by 1. That is dead in the middle, so we are on the lowest level here. Okay, so now I've got to try and remember how to attach all of this together. So to do this, I need to probably turn everything around I've already done, but we'll see. What we got? Converts power to the rotation of connected shafts. That's okay, so we want a shaft. Probably want this. Okay, so there we go. So that is the shaft now attached. So there's our propeller shaft created all the way up to the front. Hello Jolly, hello Abawap, how you doing? You've gone for, no you're not Abawap, you called Mr. Thorido anyway, I'm just reading it out. Okay, so we have this, so now I'm going to create, let's see, a reinforced extension, make it more sturdy, that's fine, it's not a problem. Large axis shifting gear, large transmission. The transmission connects two shafts. Output, no, we don't want that. Crank motor, convert power. Okay, so, is that right? Connect to a gearbox or a crank assembly attached to a gearbox. So what have we got? That's a crank. So now I've got to work out how to power the crank. As I said, I think I put it on backwards, the whole of this unit. So I'm now going to copy and paste the entire motor into reverse, or at least try. Prefab mode. Okay. Where do I do this? Press middle mouse button to unlock. There we go. Right. So height. Prefab length. Okay, so that looks like the full length, not including the piping, which is fine because that's what we want to do. Capture prefab. Okay. Let's save it. And we're going to call this the piston prefab. 5 large piston prefab. There we go, that'll do. Okay. So we're going to swap it right around, like so. And I think I need to delete it first. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so we need to delete. Where's the delete button? There we go, that'll do. What's it done? There we go, that's better. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now let's get my prefab. We're going to load this. Oh, we've already got it. There we go. Now, which way around is it? So we want the back of the boat to have that end. That's right. And if we go across one more, that's approximately the right location. There we go. Right, reattach the steam, 2 meter pipe. Is that the in or the out? I never get that right. That's the out. Okay, so I need to go 4 meter pipe instead. Okay, cool. Thank you for the extra account. You don't have to do that though. Okay, so there we go. We've reattached the steam engines. They're back up and running, and full power. So now I should be able to attach the crankshaft together, this shaft thing here, from over there instead. Get rid of that. Okay, fine. Probably that's better. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to move the thing down over here. So if I go, the thing is, this particular design is supposed to work on one, not two. So we've got two separate boilers. So let's just try it anyway and see what happens. Go for an L. So there's an in and an out. Where's the out? So that's the in, that's the out, I believe. I believe it goes like that. It's not going to be quite enough, is it? So now we have one. It's the wrong height. That's the right height. That's correct. There we go. We now have a propeller pushing our boat at 27 meters a second. Pretty impressive. And I've just achieved an achievement while I've been doing that. Isn't that even more amazing? There's currently no rudder on this thing, so steering it becomes a little bit more impossible. But yeah, so there we go. We now have a successfully powered steam engine powered by this. How do I slow it down? I didn't think of that part. Oh, I know. So I now need a where is it? Blocks. Steam. It is very quiet. Well, I'm doing most of the talking. That's probably why. What is it? It's the large transmission. That's what I want. 3, 4, 5. Now we can stick that piece there. There we go. That's attached. Not attached. Attached. Not attached. Attached. Interesting. Input, output. It's the right way around. Okay, it's fine there, but it's not there. Okay, so get there. Let's put our transmission back in place. I'm not sure that'll work actually, thinking about it. I think we need a bit of pipe. Let's put that there like that. then we grab one of those. I wonder if I just need a single piece. There we go, that works. Right, so in theory, this should now allow powering the system itself. So let's go and build us a driver's seat. No smoking, no dogs, and certainly no smoking. What about smoking cats? That's another loophole. Okay, fine, we'll go with that loophole. I like that loophole. Where are we at? Control. So in the control, we want a wheel and a seat. Let's get a chair. Right, we now have a chair. Give us something to drive with. That'll do. There's my bloke. Right. Let's see if this thing actually works now. Let's give it some welly. And we're not moving. Hey, it works. No, it doesn't. So that's fine there. There we go. That's more like it. We now have a controllable boat. So if I stop, yes. The only thing left now is a rudder. Because obviously every good ship needs a rudder. Let's pick a rudder. If I remember right, sticking it in the water helps. Okay, there we go. So now, in theory, this boat is not only moving, it should now also be steering too. So let's have a look. First things first. Moves? Yes. Secondly, do we turn? Let's try it. That one. No, wrong button. If it's steering, it's not helping much. I think I might need the rudder a bit higher up. Okay, so let's stick one there and one there. Let's just see what happens now. Let's try and turn the thing. There we go. It's working, isn't it? There's something about out of play and top speeds. Didn't read that, did you? New vehicle out of play is at 86% of what it should be due to building works. Interesting. Okay, so well, it now steers, which is nice. Automatically recenters, which is great. Okay, so we now have an engine house, which is nice. So it means we can actually create some superstructure around this, which is exactly what I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up an edge. Let's not use these. Let's use lighter stuff, because otherwise it could tip over. We don't want that now, do we? So let's go with this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, then we can go slope. Is that right? Yep, that's right. And we're at 3. Then we're at 2. Then we're at 1. Back to 3. Like so. And a 3 meter one, and a 1 meter one. Of course, it does help when you put everything in correctly in the first place. Sorry for the silence. It takes a bit of concentrating on to do this properly. Okay, so that is in the correct place? In the correct place, yes. Right, let's see what we got. Nothing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, and a wedge thing. About 3 meters. There. Grab a beam. No, we don't. Yeah, we do want a slope, that's fine. I'm going to go like that. And like there we go. Nice smooth edges. Helps if I press the right button. There we go. Right, so that's our first part of superstructure. Second part, we're going to build an engine housing room. I'm thinking we could do something like this. Saddest part of the Titanic movie is when the officer's tea is spilt. Is it that sad? Okay, so we're going to do something I never like doing here. And that is leaving it in this sort of situation. Okay. That looks great. You need more colour there. Yeah, don't worry, we can colour it later. It's not a problem. Okay, so I'm aiming for some kind of engine room here. And one of the cool things is the actual fuel engines comes with radiators. But steam engines also come with other features too, which we can use. At some point I'll show you the steam jet. It's a bit of fun. There's piping vents, which is quite fun. Valves, which could be useful, but I'm not going to bother with at the moment. And then we just have our standard pieces. So, first things first, let's build a room for this thing to be housed in. Let's go for the fuel engine radiators. Why is it not letting me select it? It's a stupid thing. Right, there we go. One of those, there we go. Okay, and that's that. Right, what have we got now? Hello, Dayan Denchip. How are you? Okay, let's go for that. And down. There we go. That's another one of them. And as usual, I've forgotten to blooming do that. There we go. Which means that I now have to try and work out the lining on this. So I know what I can do. It's easier if I just chuck it in and do that. There we go. That's most of it now. Beams. And that and that. Okay, 2 blocks. There we go. And a single block. Oh, it's already got one, which is great. Just need to do that last bit. You can keep saying hello to each other if you want to. I don't mind. The conversation is obviously extremely interesting. And down. Okay. So we now have a available room for this, which is nice. So we can then go like that and get the last bit filled in manually. Just 2-piece. There we go. Right. We now have an engine housing, which is now on top of the boat right there. It's nicely covered. From this point, I'm going to come outwards. And let's go for a 2 and a 2. Or a 2 and a 1. 2 and a 1. Look a bit more natural then. There we go. Two and a 1. Thank you, Dayan Denchev. That'll do. Thank you. This is just a custom build with no thought to how I'm putting it together. It's got a piston-driven steam engine inside, which is nice. Right, so we now have a basic engine housing set up there. We'd normally aim to have a bridge at top level, so we'd probably want another level and a bridge at this end, and then possibly, depending on the type of vessel, some kind of central building unit a bit further up the ship, potentially. Let's try about that, about there. That'll do that. Go in 3 and a 1. In a 3, and there's the one already done. So this is going to be a single height, similar height to this I've already created. that. That's that bit done. And we go down here, turn. And a 3 and a 1. I keep hitting the wrong key if you wonder why I keep going into the menu. Right, at the moment I'm not actually that fussed about outer looks because I can fix that in a minute. I'm just getting structure in place. Okay, no problem. Thank you, Rapper, for watching. You're more than welcome to come back and see how the rest of the stream finished. I'm sure it won't be far off of what you dream. At least I hope it's not. There we go, it's another one done. Goodbye, Rapper. Right, okay, so we now have our front superstructure. Now we can add some additional stuff on here in a minute. But for the moment, what I'm going to do is create an upstairs unit for this. And probably some stairs here at the back, because usually you end up with stairs kind of going up to the upper levels, if I remember right, on most ships. So let's go find the steps. They come under decorations. There they are. Okay. Let's give that a nice bit of underneathing. There we go. Okay. I don't think we can do railings in this, but we might be able to do something with decoration. Oh, I've got stacked stairs and ladders now. I haven't seen those. That's interesting. Let's see. Stacked stairs versus stairs. What do you think the difference is? Can't really tell. Now there's a way of doing this. That's it. There we go. Right, that's the stairs. Just have a look at what stacked stairs does, shall we? Can't really tell. I think it's just a secondary level. Oh well, it'll do. What else we got? So we've got chains, anchors, doors and hatches, which we can work on in a minute. Could be a cargo ship. We'll see. We've got firebox options. These are all decorative. Mannequin, smoke generators, displays, moving lights. Let's say ladders again. Ah, railings. It does have railings. Cool. Right. So let's go for that one there. Wonder why it's not coming up as that. Oh, that way around. Let's go for a single. There we go. We now have railings. Right, cool. That's a new feature in this. I've not seen these before. Straight, straight. What's the difference? Left, right, oh, left and right. Okay, that makes sense. Then we got the 1 meter railing. Got it. Let's see, do we do 2 meter slopes? No, wrong kind of diagonal. We don't want it sloped, we do want it diagonally. Do we? Yes, but the opposite. That's left, so that's the right one. There we go, and then we want the 1 meter one. That actually looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And we can go back to our 1 meter one, our 2 meter one. What's the other one? Why is that not coming up then? Oh, inverse. Try that. There we go. Okay, so now I should be able to build. Where are we going? 4 meters. There we go. So I'm actually going to build like the first part of this, which is like a tower bit. Now if I delete that and build that down the middle, and then go for a single block there instead, and then we can go into decorations and add some doors. So we've got doors and hatches. So we've got bulkheads, we've got armoured hatches, metal armoured hatches, bulkheads. Normally you'd find these inside in your bulkheads. Let's see what else we got. Wrong one. We want standard doors. Probably best to put a standard door in here. There we go. So now we have some doors. Okay, and all we need now is sorry about that, I had a couple of sneezes. Right. In we go. 3 and a 1. Let's put that as a 1. 3 and a 4. There we go. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this in. I'm just going to use some form of glass. I'll probably just go with block based. There we go. So now we have a block. So we now have glass based outside viewing. There are other types of window I believe in this, if I remember right. Got your portholes. So if we did that, and that, and that, and we can go in with the 2s. Threes even. The 1. How does that look? 70 minutes? That's not too bad, considering what I've built in that time. Consider that a full-size ship build in Minecraft can take many hours, and I have a working ship in this game in of much less than that. And I'm building it using materials that you can't even get in Minecraft. You've got portholes, you don't have them in Minecraft. You've got railings, you kind of got them in Minecraft, but they don't look as good. You've got these kind of stairs. The stairs in Minecraft, but again, it doesn't look as good. Radiators, there's nothing like that in Minecraft. Pistons, again, very little looks like that, and these actually work. Yeah, and just in general, oh, you've got your smooth edges too, which you don't get. So, next, that floor filled. That's that, and let's get the 2 blocks. We go for a 3 up there, that'll do. We go for a single, there we go. What do you reckon? Should I come out one more and do the same all the way around? I think one more. Like that? I think that looks better. I could probably do it here too, thinking about it. There we go. Let's make it look like I actually planned it. Like that. That's a bit better. Okay, so this is going to be the bridge. This is where the height of the bridge is actually going to be. So let's put the portholes in. That's a good plan. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go for some alloy blocks now down there. Little singles, aren't they? Be easier if I just do this, wouldn't it? And where's our glass? There it is. We're getting lightweight alloys, beams. Okay, and now we can technically move our bloke who is inside underneath into his new bridge now. Just got a couple more bits to fill in first. Let's go for a 2. 1, 2, and one of those, and one of those. Do that down the middle again, and there we have it. So there is our bridge overlooking this. for a couple of 2-meter beams. Is the metal? No, they're alloy. That's good. Just double checking. So that actually gives it something, and if I now stick that all the way along, gives it a little bit of an edge. And a 3. There we go. So we now have the 3. Didn't really think that would be a 3. Okay. Stick a roof on here. There, just done that. Now we can add some interesting stuff. So, truss. That looks approximately right. And that in the middle too. Okay, get on the end. Right. Not quite sure what I'm building here, but some kind of antenna mast thing. I think I can probably use something, one of these. Doesn't have to be attached, does it? Yeah, that'll do. I'm sure I've done it wrong, but never mind. It's a bit of a... Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, does it? It's got a very long front to this thing. Right, let's go and have a look at the... What's the word for it? Just see if there's any useful bits here for now. Nope, not for now. What am I looking for? Resources? No. That fuel refinery stuff. No. Control. Don't want any of those for now. Nope, just double checked. Okay. Don't need. Okay, so back into decorations, I guess. So, what have we got? We've got the anchors. Let's find out where I can stick an anchor. Anchors normally go at the front, don't they? That looks... yeah, that'll do. It's close enough. Would you put it the other way around, maybe? No, it doesn't go the other way. Yes, thank you for staying, Mr. Applewhite. Well, Batman's still here. Nah. One anchor there, that'll do. So we've got 4 anchors on this thing. That'll keep it going. Okay, so doors and hatches and stuff. Let's go for doors. So we're going to need some more. And so this in particular, for example, I'm going to want a door to get into here. So if we swap that to 2 meter beams and that to 1s, we now have ways to get into there. And I'll do it the other end as well. About there actually, be easier, wouldn't it? Let's put that there. Go for a 2. Let's go for a 1. There we go. It'll do. Yeah, it's always dodgy. It says on my end there's 3 viewers. Whatever it says on the stream is usually not far off. It's not always accurate, but it's okay. Okay, so let's build the bridge. So in here we need some control stuff. So we're going to need a bunch of chairs. Let's start with the chairs. Okay, and in front of the chairs we're going to have some fire control computers. Although to be fair, the height of them is not very happy, is it? Let's just build them into the ship. Okay, so we've now got fire control computers built into the ship. Handy. And then if we go back let's bring it right to the front. Where is it? Control. Vehicle controller. Is it just automated? It's just an automated vehicle, so let's go for it. Bloody hell. It's quite high, isn't it? Just stick a chair by it. Okay, so let's put my bloke there. There we go, he's now in the control center. And let's go for there we go. So you can't really tell from here, but they're a bit more protected now. They're all behind something. It's not high power. Hello, Oliver. Not high power protection, but it's better protection than nothing. There's the additional layer, although it's not the best protection to have, it's better than nothing. So if I can use the same one, can't I? That's fine. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go, that's done that. So now we have actually got a nice looking room. We're going to have 2 ways up here, I think. If I get rid of that, let's have a look, see what's below. So we don't want to do that there, we want to do it about, probably about here. No. Let's just delete the... Oh, where do I want to go? Probably... yeah, probably there. Sorry, I'm thinking about where to come up at the moment. I'm trying to build a ladder. So helpful, however, if you have a plan for this before you build it, which I don't. So let's build a ladder. Decorations, ladders. There they are. Three, there we go. We now have a ladder on both sides going up. Probably 2, so we can go for a 3. Which means that we can hit a block. Making holes and everything. Delete the right block, there we go. Right, there we go. So now we have ladder going all the way up. That'll bring us up quite easily here. Why have you got a Batman with 2 angry faces, Mr. Oliver? So let's go for a 2-meter slope here. And let's give it a bit of space here too. So we want to go for a square one? No, we want to go for triangle one. 2. Meters. That's there and that's there. Okay, so another thing we can do is lights. So let's get some lights. Where are they? Lights. We've got spots. That's the outside. Neons, and we've got light fittings, and we've got moving lights. Let's go for a light fitting. Is that the right way up, or is it upside down? Don't think it makes much difference, to be fair. Oh well, that's quite handy. There we go, we've got a bit of light inside now. Actually see what we're doing in the dark. So, is it dark outside? No, it's not. Let's set it to dark so we can actually see. Where are we going? Environment. Fixed time. Set to 3.6, that'll do. Middle of the night. Is there a reason all of his messages have been deleted? Okie dokie, well, whatever you want to say. I'm building with or without him, doesn't matter. You carry on talking your rubbish. Right, so inside actually looks alright, even in the dark. Outside we haven't got anything. We can set up spotlights. So let's set this one up. Let's try down here. Not very powerful, are they? However, We can increase it. Can we adjust the angle? Yes, we can. Let's go for elevation next. About 31 degrees. Right, okay, so where does that actually aim to? 31 degrees. Over there, but it doesn't reach. Set light range to 10 meters. Let's go for 150 meters. Aha! That's more like it. Okay, so now we're going to adjust the elevation and angle a bit better. Should we set it? I'll tell you what, we'll set it. Don't really know. What other options do we have? We had there's a moving light fixture. How does that one work? Doesn't have anything to do with moving in it. Never mind. What else we got? Mimic. So it's mimic blocks. So spotlight fixtures. That's probably the best options. If I put one there, change its range to something ridiculous. We're going to smooth that around so we can actually see what we're doing. .3, 24.8, 8.3, 24.8. 8.3, 24.8. 8.3. 24.8. There we go. So now, if I look there, that should be approximately the same. We've got intensity 3.1, 3.6. There we go. That's lighting that up quite nicely. I need to keep that. So let's go away in the dark somewhere. Let's see how far. Okay, that's that bit. So we can add some colour to the thing next. Most decks seem to be white, so should we go for a white deck? I think a white deck's a good idea. Repaint. Right, let's get a little bit here done, and then I'll put it into daytime and you give me an opinion. Okay, so let's put it into daytime. Okay, so there we go. That's the colour white. Oh Christ, it's rather silvery white, isn't it? That's the intensity of this. Do you reckon we should go for the whole deck like that and superstructure? We've got other options. We can go for more of a grey colour. So it's a greyer colour. We've got the white, we've got the grey. stick a darker grey on the other side, which looks almost exactly the same as the original. What do you reckon for deck colour? Or alternatively, we could go for something more brownish. It'll be painted metal though, so what do you reckon? I'm asking anyone who's watching. It's interesting how the reflections are updating slowly on the actual reflection map there, isn't it? That's the clouds that are going over. Oh well, strange. Right, well, as I'm not getting a reply, I'm going to go for the horrible white colour, at least for the deck for the moment, and we can always adjust it later. Okay, that's that and that. And I started doing that bit too, which I actually think looks quite good. So let's go for that too. There we go, that's that bit. Oh. You're the only one here now, are you, Bat? Nice to know you, someone's watching. That's the only downside of this. If you've got decks that you know, have the same blocks on the inside as they do on the outside, you'll get coloured insides. It's a bit of a pain, but you can live with it. Oh, I just wish you could feel paint. Would be really handy. There we go. And Bat, you can actually answer my questions. You don't have to not answer them just because you're moderating. Even if no one's here. So at the moment I'm just basically filling in the deck with a white colour. So that thud gets to you after a while. Ah dear. Oh, What was the question? Don't worry about it. It's just you can answer questions if I ask any. That's all. I don't mind. To be fair though, I'm mostly just filling in white at the moment. You know what, you can also do these too, you see. Cool, hey. Hello Mr. Florida, welcome to continuing chatting. This game is extremely powerful, what it is. I mean, consider what I'm doing here. You can't tell me that you can build something like this in Minecraft in anywhere near the same time. I mean, I built it, I'm just decorating it. And that is something that usually gets missed out when it comes to ships, especially in Minecraft. Partly because ship decoration isn't always something that comes to mind. You can do certain amounts. You can obviously give certain bits and pieces the once over, so to speak. But, you know, when you want to paint a deck, for example, you tend to have to replace the entire deck rather than just paint it. So that's that bit done. I'm now going to do the red layer, as I call it. So we want a red colour. Okay, and that's the back nearly done. Doesn't matter if I get the inside, we can always repaint the inside later. Okey-doke. Exactly, paint it whenever you want. Don't have to worry about materials or anything because you've already done the materials. And you can paint it in two different styles. You know, they do it in what do they call it? Free build mode or attached build mode. So this is free build when you can move the mouse around. This is attached when it's actually stuck to it. So there we go. We have the bottom layer done. Now, if I remember right, most ships then have a black bit, which is usually up to probably about there. Don't know about you, but that doesn't look very black to me. That's the traditional standard colour. That's not very black. That's not very black. It's probably as close as it's going to get. Yeah, none of them appear to be black. And I wouldn't expect it to have that much black in this game anyway. Just annoying that it's not got a really dark black colour. You can do it with lead, but then lead's too heavy. Oh, welcome back, Denchev. Tell you what, we'll go with is it colour 7? Colour 7. That looks like it's going to work for me. And we're not going to do the final 3. So we're going to do it on 4 height, 4 different heights. Okay, down level next. Okay, that's that bit. Next one. Okay, that's that one. Next. Batman, will you be streaming tonight? Yes. What time? I will broadcast it for you. Well, not actually physically broadcast it, but you know. Just do it manually, it's faster. Handy thing about building it as a flat back rather than a rounded back. When I say flat, I mean like flat, not like bottom curving. Yeah, anyway. Is that you can just basically do what the hell you like with the structure of the curve. You don't have to worry about whether it's an inner bit or an outer bit, because it's all outer bits. Well, most YouTube streams tend to be recorded, Mr. Thought Reader, so there's nothing saying you can't watch it back, it just means you can't contribute to the chat. And you can always add comments afterwards. It's one thing I've noticed, anything that gets live streamed tends not to get watched after it's been live streamed. A lot of live streams tend not to get any sort of, well, watching time. I wish you could do click and drag, it'd make this bit a lot easier. Just click, 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 click. Right, let's have a look. Let's see how we're doing. 1:40 AM. You're up quite late then. It's not that late here. Currently it is 23:40. 11:40 at night for anyone who can't translate. So now we have a full colour side of the ship done, which I can demonstrate here. You can see the sea is actually reflecting. Everything actually reflects. It can be really annoying. I managed to dull it down enough for it actually to be worth looking at. That's the problem with using metal for everything. I could have done the deck in wood, but then it doesn't really work for some vehicles. This one included, to be fair. Okay, so that is the rear of the ship done. And that's the front of the ship done. There. How's it looking? I'm not so sure on the black bit. It's not really black, is it? What would you consider doing here in this situation? I mean, the red's going to be underwater, so if I drop that in. Obviously the rear of the ship is further in because that's where most of the weight is currently. It's a good thing too, because it means it doesn't quite plant in the water so much when it's moving. So that's the actual height of it. So the black is above the water, the red is under the water. So let's see if I can change the transparency of the water now. I've got no seagulls, that's good. Water, now I know you can do it in here somewhere because I've done it before. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. Clarity factor. Changes the view distance through the water. So 1. 10 is the highest. 0 is the lowest. That would be my guess anyway. So if I now come out of that and resume, doesn't seem to make a blind bit of difference, does it? Okay, let's go up to the other end then. Doesn't seem to make any difference at all, does it? I think unless it's the actual inside the water part. See you in a sec. Yeah, it's actually within the water, isn't it? It's not the above water effect. Okay, fine. So we should have some other menus here. Let's have a look. And actually edit the colour. Interesting. I wonder if I can find out what colour paint I used. Coloured with paint number 7. Okay, fine. So that was on here. That one, wasn't it? There we go. That is paint number 4. There we go. Shininess adjustment. Alpha is 0.1. Okay. I don't know about you, but it doesn't appear to make much difference, does it? Cancel that. Oh well. Google Remote Desktop. Wasn't that discontinued? I'm sure I looked into that a little while back and I swear Google Remote Desktop was discontinued. Unless we're talking about a Chromebook here. But you're not, are you? You reckon it would be easy to build a ship in Minecraft and convert it to From the Depths? Okay, well, consider this. Do you have anchors in Minecraft? No. Do you have the ability to convert your blocks from 1 block to 4 blocks in length? No, you don't. 4 blocks in length means it actually renders faster and it doesn't kill your computer as much. Which means that I can build this, which has got, where are we here? 10,000, what's the ones? Blocks, 3,982 blocks. Your Minecraft import would probably be about 4 times that, which would probably be closer to 16,000 blocks. 16,000 blocks being rendered is a lot more computer heavy than 4,000 blocks, and that's for this size vehicle. Now imagine one that's, say, 5 times larger, probably richest type size ships. So you've increased the number of blocks by 5 times, so you've got 16,000 times that by 5, and you end up with nearly 80,000 odd blocks. 80,000 blocks, and divide that by 5, and you end up with, what is it, 16,000-ish? About 16,000 blocks. So my machine would be happy running it with a from the depth style version, where your machine would be going, ouch, it's a Minecraft ship, it's going to have lots of blocks on it, it's not going to look smooth, you won't have got any smooth edges around it, and it won't work very well in this game. This game requires you to have smooth edges to go through the water faster. Plus it looks better. And also you can get cool stuff in this game which you can't get in Minecraft. It's pistons, which I mentioned earlier. I don't need that anymore, I can get rid of them. Here we go, where's it gone? Also, you don't have to move around with your character in this game, which is quite handy. So you can just move around and build it any way you like, without having scaffolding, without falling down, without having to worry about who's got I don't know, game mode 1, creative 1 or whatever. Oh yeah, and also you have a crankshaft in this thing to power propellers. There's lots of things that you can do in this game you can't do in Minecraft, and I'd rather build in this game than Minecraft for something like this, partly because you can see it actually float. Okay, so I'm going to actually call this the end of the stream. It's been running for 2 hours. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I'm going to see if I can find a decent image for the end. I can remember what the button was for it. Come out, build mode. Go into, not that one. There in the end. Oh well, that'll do. There's a button to turn on the what's the word for it? Turn off the HUD. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. Oh well. Anyway, yes. Thank you for watching. I'll see you.